Here's a number that might shock you. The richest 1% of people on Earth now control over 45% of all global wealth. Meanwhile, the bottom 50% of humanity shares less than 2%. But here's what's even more shocking. These numbers aren't just about who inherits money or gets lucky. Research shows that up to 80% of millionaires are actually first-generation wealthy, meaning they didn't inherit their fortune. They built it. So what's really creating this massive divide? The answer might surprise you. It's not just about working harder or making more money. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant choices that wealthy people make every single day, starting from the moment they wake up. Rich versus poor, daily habits that make the difference today. We're diving deep into the daily habits that separate the financially successful from those who struggle. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your morning routine the same way again. Before we go any further, let me be clear about something. This video isn't about judging anyone's financial situation. Life is complicated, and everyone's journey is different. What we're talking about today is behavioral patterns, mindsets, and daily habits that research has consistently linked to wealth building. The fascinating thing about wealth isn't just having it, it's how people get it and, more importantly, how they keep it. Because here's a startling fact. About 70% of lottery winners end up broke within just a few years. Why? Because temporary money without the right habits is just that, temporary. On the flip side, there are countless stories of people who started with nothing, absolutely nothing, and built substantial wealth over time. The difference? Their daily habits and mindset. See, wealth isn't really about one big decision or one lucky break. It's about the compound effect of thousands of small decisions made consistently over time. It's about what you do between Monday and Friday when nobody's watching. It's about the choices you make with your time, your money, and your mental energy. So today we're going to break down the specific daily habits that create this compound effect. We'll look at how wealthy individuals structure their days differently, how they think about time and money, and most importantly, how you can start implementing these habits right now, regardless of your current financial situation. Now, before we dive into the solutions, we need to talk about the barriers that keep most people trapped in cycles of financial struggle. Because understanding the problem is the first step to solving it. The first major barrier is what I call the income illusion. Most people believe that wealth is primarily about how much you earn. And while income matters, it's not the whole story. Studies show that about 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes people earning six-figure incomes. The problem isn't just income, it's the relationship with money itself. Then there's the instant gratification trap. We live in a world designed to make us spend. Social media shows us lifestyles we can't afford. One-click purchasing makes buying effortless. And culturally, we've been conditioned to equate spending with success. The average person makes dozens of small purchasing decisions daily, most without any real thought. But here's the deeper issue: financial education. Our school systems teach us calculus and chemistry, but most people graduate without understanding compound interest, investing basics, or how to create a budget. We're literally sending people into the world financially illiterate and then wondering why they struggle. There's also the time poverty mindset. Many people are so focused on immediate survival that they can't think long-term. When you're worried about next month's rent, it's nearly impossible to think about retirement planning. This creates a cycle. Short-term thinking leads to short-term decisions, which lead to continued financial stress, which reinforces short-term thinking. And finally, there's the psychological barrier of learned helplessness. After years of financial struggle, many people internalize the belief that wealth isn't meant for them. They see it as something reserved for others, the lucky ones, those born into the right families or with the right connections. This belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's what's exciting. Every single one of these barriers can be broken down through consistent daily habits and mindset shifts. And that's exactly what wealthy people have figured out. Let's start with the morning, because how you begin your day literally shapes everything that follows. The morning routine difference. Wealthy individuals protect their mornings fiercely. A study of over 200 millionaires found that nearly 90% wake up at least 3 hours before their workday begins. But it's not just about waking up early, It's about what they do with that time. The typical wealthy person's morning includes exercise, learning, and strategic planning. They're not scrolling social media or immediately reacting to emails. Instead, they're investing in themselves first. They read industry news, work on passion projects, or engage in physical activity that sharpens their mental focus. Compare this to the average person who hits snooze multiple times, rushes through their morning in a state of reactive chaos, and arrives at work already mentally depleted. The wealthy person has already invested 2 to 3 hours in personal growth before most people have even started their day. The learning habit. Here's a powerful statistic. 88% of wealthy people dedicate at least 30 minutes daily to self-education and skill development, compared to only 2% of poor people. But we're not talking about random learning. We're talking about strategic, intentional education that directly improves their earning potential or business acumen. Warren Buffett, one of the world's wealthiest individuals, reportedly spends about 80% of his day reading. Bill Gates reads approximately 50 books per year. But it's not just billionaires. Everyday millionaires consistently invest in books, courses, podcasts, and mentorship that compound their knowledge over time. The mindset here is crucial. Wealthy people see education as an ongoing investment with unlimited returns, not something that ends with a diploma. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, continuous learning isn't optional. It's essential for staying relevant and competitive. The network effect. Let's talk about relationships, because your network truly does influence your net worth. Wealthy individuals are extremely intentional about who they spend time with. They actively seek out people who challenge them, inspire them, and open doors to new opportunities. Research shows that wealthy people spend significantly more time networking and building professional relationships than their less wealthy counterparts. But this isn't shallow networking. It's about creating genuine, mutually beneficial relationships with other ambitious, growth-oriented individuals. There's a famous saying, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Wealthy people take this seriously. They audit their relationships regularly and intentionally seek out people who are where they want to be. Time is currency. Here's where things get really interesting. Wealthy people have a fundamentally different relationship with time. They don't see it as something to kill or waste. They see it as their most valuable, non-renewable resource. The average person thinks, how can I save money? The wealthy person thinks, how can I save time? They understand that time saved can be reinvested in higher value activities. This is why successful entrepreneurs are quick to outsource low-value tasks. They'll happily pay someone $20 an hour to handle administrative work if it frees them up to focus on activities worth $200 an hour. This extends to entertainment too. While the average person spends over 4 hours daily watching television, wealthy individuals are highly selective about their media consumption. They ask, is this entertainment or education? Is this adding value or just passing time? The delayed gratification muscle. Remember the famous marshmallow experiment? Children who could delay gratification and wait for 2 marshmallows instead of eating one immediately showed better life outcomes decades later. Wealthy people have essentially mastered this principle with money. They don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, is this the best use of this money right now? They understand opportunity cost. Every dollar spent on something unnecessary is a dollar that can't be invested in something that grows. This doesn't mean wealthy people don't enjoy life. Many are quite generous with experiences and quality items. But the spending is intentional, not impulsive. They're not buying the latest gadget because everyone else has it. They're making strategic decisions aligned with their long-term goals. The multiple income streams philosophy. Here's a crucial difference. The average person has one source of income, their job. Wealthy people rarely depend on a single income stream. Research on millionaires shows that the average millionaire has 7 different sources of income. These might include a primary business or career, investment income from stocks or bonds, rental income from real estate, side businesses or consulting, royalties or passive income streams. They're building systems that make money even when they're not actively working. This isn't about working 7 jobs. It's about creating assets that generate passive or semi-passive income over time. The daily financial check-in. Wealthy people know their numbers. They don't just check their bank account when it's time to pay bills. Many successful individuals spend 15-30 minutes daily reviewing their financial position, tracking expenses, and monitoring investments. This daily habit keeps them connected to their money and aware of their progress toward goals. It's like weighing yourself daily when trying to lose weight. You stay accountable and can quickly adjust when things go off track. In contrast, many people in financial struggle actively avoid looking at their finances because it's stressful. But this avoidance only makes the problem worse. You can't manage what you don't measure. The goal-setting ritual studies show that 80% of wealthy people maintain a daily list of goals, compared to only 12% of poor people. But it's not just about having goals written down. It's about reviewing them daily and taking specific actions that move the needle. Wealthy individuals break big goals into daily actions. Instead of, I want to be financially free, they have, today I'll contribute $50 to my investment account and research one potential investment opportunity. This transforms vague dreams into concrete daily progress. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates how these daily habits create transformational change. There's a man named Chris Gardner. Maybe you've heard of him. His life was portrayed in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith. But the real story is even more powerful than the Hollywood version. In the early 1980s, Chris was homeless, sleeping in bathrooms, shelters, and sometimes subway stations with his young son. He had no college degree, no safety net, and seemingly no way out. By every measure, he was about as far from wealth as you could get. But here's what changed everything: his daily habits and mindset. Even while homeless, Chris secured an unpaid internship at a stock brokerage firm. While others might have seen this as impossible, how do you work without pay when you're homeless? Chris saw it as his only path forward. Every single morning, no matter where he had slept the night before, he woke up early. He would clean up in public restrooms, making himself presentable. He studied every spare moment, learning everything he could about stock trading and financial markets. He showed up early and left late, outworking every other intern despite having far more reasons than anyone to give up. He made a crucial decision. He stopped watching the 6 hours of television that the average person watches and instead used every minute to learn and network. He didn't blame his circumstances. He didn't waste mental energy on resentment or self-pity. He focused entirely on controllable actions. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It took months of this daily discipline while living in extreme hardship. But eventually his habits paid off. He became the top intern, earned a full-time position, and within a few years started his own brokerage firm, which he later sold for millions. Today, Chris Gardner is worth tens of millions of dollars. But here's the key insight. His wealth didn't create his habits. His habits created his wealth. The moment his mindset shifted from victim to architect, from this is happening to me, to this is my raw material to build from, that's when everything changed. And it changed through daily, consistent action, even when the results weren't immediately visible. This story illustrates something crucial. You don't need to wait until your circumstances are perfect to start building wealth-creating habits. Chris didn't wait until he had housing to start acting like someone committed to success. He started exactly where he was, with what he had. So let's bring this all together, because what we've covered today isn't just theory. It's a blueprint for transformation. The differences between wealthy and struggling individuals aren't primarily about intelligence, luck, or even opportunity. They're about daily habits compounded over time. Small decisions repeated consistently create radically different life outcomes. Let's recap the key habits we've explored. First, wealthy people are intentional with their mornings. They wake up with purpose, invest in themselves first, and start each day from a position of control rather than reaction. Second, they never stop learning. They see education as a lifelong investment that pays unlimited dividends. 30 minutes of daily learning in your field can make you an expert within a few years. Third, they're strategic about relationships. They intentionally surround themselves with people who elevate them and create opportunities. Fourth, they value time over money, understanding that time is the ultimate non-renewable resource. They protect their time fiercely and invest it in high-value activities. Fifth, they've mastered delayed gratification. They can resist immediate pleasure for greater future rewards. Every spending decision is filtered through their long-term goals. 6, they build multiple income streams, creating systems that generate money even when they're not actively working. 7, they stay connected to their finances through daily check-ins and monitoring. They know their numbers and actively manage their money rather than hoping it works out. And finally, they maintain written goals and review them daily, transforming vague dreams into specific, actionable steps. Here's the beautiful truth. None of these habits require wealth to start. You can begin implementing every single one of them today, right now, regardless of your current financial situation. That's what makes them so powerful. The wealth gap in our world is real and significant, but it's not insurmountable. For individuals willing to examine their daily habits, challenge their mindsets, and commit to consistent action. Financial transformation is absolutely possible. Remember Chris Gardner's story. The man was literally homeless, with every possible excuse to give up. Yet he transformed his life through daily habits and an unshakable commitment to a better future. Your circumstances don't define your potential. Your daily choices do. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits resonated most? Which one are you going to implement starting tomorrow morning? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single comment, and I'm genuinely curious about which habit you think will make the biggest difference in your life. And if you found value in this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community of people committed to financial growth and personal development, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Remember, the best time to start building wealth habits was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Your future self will thank you for the decision you make today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.